Good evening, happy Thursday. Welcome to Creations by Julie. I am Julie and Ed is behind the camera. If you have any questions that you need to ask, it doesn't have to be about the craft we do tonight. Any questions you have you might want to ask me, just put them in the comments and he will catch them. And if he doesn't, I always go back after the live and read the comments so that I can welcome the new people and just tell y'all how much I appreciate you being here. Let me pull you up on Facebook. I think I just heard his, so hopefully I can find it pretty easy and turn my volume down, and it's not showing up. Okay, there we are. Uncle Sam tonight. We're going to do a gnome. Hi ladies, thank you for being here. Our normals. Maria and Karen and Carrie. Karen, thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate those of you that are so faithful in watching the lives. And I hope I do some things that you want to try yourself. Tonight, I saw this Uncle Sam gnome on Pinterest. And so I just kind of grabbed some things and thought, my gosh, how simple is that? And there's different ways you can do it. There's different ways that you can put your own spin on it. But I thought it would make a really cute shelf sitter. You can make it as big or as small as you want, depending on what you have for a beard. So, but before we do that, let's talk about our thank you. I've got to figure out a word. I don't want to use the word G-I-F-T. We don't want to use give.
Thank you recognition.
A thank you recognition. That's pretty good, but I'll never remember it. But I love blessing y'all with different things that I have. And trust me, I have a ton of stuff. I don't know about y'all, but I think half the country is in a heat wave. It has been so hot here. You don't want to go outside and do anything. And it just kind of zaps your energy.
I don't want to stay inside.
You don't want to stay, well, you know, what choice have you got? It's either inside or outside. We did yesterday ride to the beach, and that was really nice. We're about 25 minutes, I guess, from the beach. And we just took 2 lawn chairs and just sat there and listened to the waves. It's so calming. And of course, it's not as hot there because you've got that breeze, and it was just really nice. But, you know, we don't want to do that every day. I don't like the sand myself. But the grandbabies are coming next week to stay with my daughter for a few days, and we're going to take them to the beach and do a lot of fun things. So I'm not sure what the plan is for Monday and Thursday next week, but I will let you know on my page. Just depends on what my daughter has planned for the girls. So, but anyway, this week, this is our blessing, thank you, recognition. And
Karen Hunter said in Florida we've been under a heat advisory for the last 2 days, and we'll be on to Saturday. Heat index 112.
Yeah, I looked at my temperature thing a while ago before I even came live, and it was still 99 outside. And I don't even know. Now it's hazy because we've got that Saharan dust, and it just almost takes your breath away between the heat and the dust. I mean, you don't want to walk outside for anything. But yeah, I saw where a lot of places the feels like temperature was way over 100. But it looks like, you know, and let's see, the beginning of summer is someday this week, isn't it? I think we're just now, the first day of summer is getting pretty close, but trust me, our air conditioner knows it's summer. I just kind of hate to think what the rest of the summer's going to be like. But we're going to craft and we're going to have fun. But these 3 little houses are what I am blessing someone with. Come next Monday, we will draw. If you're new to my page, I love blessing others with things, and it could be anything. I was thinking today, okay, what are we going to do after patriotic stuff? But trust me, I've got tons of stuff. But these are so cute because you could leave them like they are. You could take one, put it on a tier tray or your dough bowls or whatever. And I showed you Monday how my thought was to change them up. And I'm going to give those to my daughter and tell her to bring them back to me after 4th of July, and we'll fix them up for summer or something. But this is what I'm going to give. I will take them out of this package because it would be easier to ship. But to be eligible, all you have to do is put hashtag house or houses, either one. Next Monday, around noon, I will go through and look at all the comments and write your name down for as many times as you said it. So you don't have to be watching the live. You can watch the replay and just put hashtag.
Maria Francisco said Tuesday is the first day or something.
Tuesday. Okay. Well, I think summer's pretty much here, but somebody needs to tell Mother Nature that we weren't supposed to have summer yet. But I think we were getting close to 100 back even in May. But anyway, it's hot. So, if you're new to my page, that's what you have to do just to get your name in the bag. I call it a blessing bag, and we pull a name out every Monday. And I kind of like doing that, so we may continue that for a while. I've got a lot of different things I could give away, and I would love for those of you maybe that have never tried Magnolia Design, maybe I can put together a small kit or something, and because I would love for you to try that. But that's what you do. Hashtag houses, or house is what we're going to do for that. Now, we're going to make this Uncle Sam gnome. A lot of people don't like gnomes, but I think they're kind of cute. And I saw this on Pinterest and thought it was cute. So what I did, I just got some scrap wood that Ed had. I don't even know the size of it. He already had it cut for something. It's about 11.
What am I going to do for that now?
What do you mean?
Whatever I cut it for.
Oh, I'm sure it was scrap. It's not even 6 inches. But you can make it as big and as tall, but I wanted it thick so that he would stand up. And you don't want his hat to be over heavy. And then we did cut this off a little bit smaller and straighten it up because you want it maybe 2 inches on each side wider than your hat. And we're going to use this for his beard and put his hat up here. All I did was sand it a little bit, and you can tell I didn't sand it a whole lot, and just put one coat of, I think just plain white, the Waverly Craft paint on it, and it was chalk paint. I didn't even sand it again because honestly most all of it's going to be covered anyway. But you're going to need wood as whatever size you want. Hi Barbara, how are you? And then I need to decide, I think I'm going to use this side, and because you see the wood has a really rough part right here and some cutouts, and his beard will cover that. So I think that's what I'm going to use for the back. You could put a type of hanger on this, beaded hanger, or any kind of a rustic hanger, any kind of hanger if you wanted to hang it up. But I'm going to set it up. Actually, if my daughter wants it, it's going to go with her holiday decor, because I think I have enough 4th of July all over my mantle. Ed's like, yeah, you do. Okay, so what you're going to need is some wood, some Mod Podge. If you could paint it, you know, if you just wanted to paint it, you could paint it. I'm going to use scrapbook paper. We're going to use this for his hat, top hat, and then we're going to put the stars, same thing that we used on one of the houses last week, on for his hat. Then you're going to need some white fur, and I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. I have some out in my shed, but I wanted to show y'all where you could just buy a piece of it. Hobby Lobby has it for $3.49. It's called faux fur, and they have it in all colors. But of course, Uncle Sam, we wanted red, white, and blue. So I don't know if they put it on sale. It was not on sale when I bought it, but I knew this piece was plenty big enough. It's 9 by 12. So you're going to need that. And I'm going to show you how to cut this fur. You can't cut it with your scissors, because if you just take it and cut it across, then you cut off all of the fur that runs down. So I'm going to show you how to take an X-Acto knife and cut the fur. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put our pattern on and decide where we want to put the hat, you know, how far down and all that good stuff. So I don't think it matters which side of this I put the, you're going to need some, either E6000 or hot glue. I probably am going to have Ed, because this is going to go over the fur. So once I glue it, after the live, we probably will go out and take, what's it called, Ed? The nail?
Brad nail.
Brad nail. And get where it'll go through this piece and into this piece, but not so far that it makes a hole. It's probably what we'll do. But the first thing is, let's put some Mod Podge on this. So I'm going to use the iron-on method. So let's give it a few minutes to dry. So y'all tell me what the temperature is where you live. I think even places up north, you know, or the temperature's really high. Of course,
Barbara Rosecrans said hi.
Hi, Barbara. Thank goodness we're not having to deal with like the flooding that Montana and stuff are getting. But hot is hot. And it just makes you super lazy. Okay. I just usually have to look at this in light in a certain angle to make sure. Because you can't really see the Mod Podge. I put it aside and let it.
Barbara Rosecrans says 84.
Oh, that's not bad. Of course, to you, 84 may feel really bad. All right, I want my stripes going. I want them going across like the flag, don't I, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know how far down I want it. That's probably plenty far enough. So
Barbara Rosecrans said just had a rainstorm go through.
Oh, rain.
Send it to Texas.
Really, I'm telling you, we're in an extreme drought right now. Good news is, Ed has been able to get quite a few tomatoes off the vines. So, we've enjoyed that. He didn't get the first one last year. He was in the hospital when they came. I just gave them to all the neighbors.
Yeah, she gave away all my tomatoes.
I did. He didn't get the first one.
But
we've already had bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches, what, 3 times, I think, already?
yeah.
But that's all he planted this year. About 30 tomato plants and some pepper. He loves hot pepper. Okay. I just, you want to make sure you've got it totally covered because, you know, your paper's not going to stick. And that's about the only way I can tell is I kind of hold it up to the light. And you know what I didn't get that I may need, Ed, because this is going to go real quick. Can you go back there in the bedroom right as you walk in the door, look on the right, laying right on top of where I keep the Mod Podge and stuff? There should be a round, my heat thing. My heat thing. Okay. I always forget something. I think I have everything, and it's like, oh, I forgot that. And I don't want to do the middle of my paper, so I'm probably going to go over to the side, but there you go. Let's see, why don't you unplug the glue gun for now? I think I can close up the Mod Podge. It makes a little bit of noise, and I apologize, but y'all know I try to do as much as I can ahead of time, but I didn't figure I needed to do the Mod Podge. We'll turn it down a little bit. So, y'all have any big plans for the weekend?
Donna Smith says hi.
Hi, Donna. Have your grandbabies gone home? Well, Donna's had her grandbabies with her for a week for music camp last week at church. I could turn it up. Maybe it won't be too loud. It'll dry faster. And I probably would not have had to do the iron-on method, but it's my favorite way of doing it. And when a piece is this big, Donna says she still has one here. Pam is going to pick up Brad's 3 little girls Saturday. Brad and Leslie left for Italy. Was it Tuesday? And Leslie's mother has them in Temple right now, and then Pam's going to get them for next week. So I'll be busy helping her with those girls. We haven't seen them. Well, we saw one in March, didn't we, for Jimmy's funeral. We haven't seen all of them since my mother's funeral in December. Okay, I think at least one of them's dry enough. Okay, you can unplug it now, Ed, if you want to unplug my glue gun back up. I only have a plug over here for 2 things. So what I'm going to do is take my stars.
You pay your electrician more, you get more.
Hey, with my income, I can't pay anybody anything. I could cut it. Don't touch this iron, though. I could cut that off and make it a little easier to sand, but I don't think it matters. I don't want my stars to be really crazy. So, if you've never done the iron-on, I encourage you to try it because you do not get a lot of bubbles and stuff with it. But you want your Mod Podge dry, and then you just put parchment paper. Oh, I need to turn it up. I had turned it way down. You don't want wax paper. That'll stick. You just want parchment paper, and you just, doesn't take long, especially on a small piece. What this does is it reactivates that Mod Podge, and then your piece will stick. I don't usually, if I'm not selling it, and I'm just putting it in my house or my daughter's house, I usually don't treat it with anything once I have it on there. It's not going to be out in the weather. Alright, let me make sure my edges are on there. Give it a second to cool. And I'll go ahead and I will cut some of this off though. Let's see. Now it's all on the paper. And then I can use, I'm going to go past my line just a little bit. And I can use that for something else. Now, I am going to trim this just a little. So my sanding block doesn't have to work quite so hard. Napkins, it's very, very simple. And it's not that this is hard. It just, when you've got too much on the edge, and I have to hold it against me. But, and again, sorry for the noise. But I have found this is the best way. You get a much cleaner edge. You could use fabric to make an Uncle Sam, but Hobby Lobby has some real pretty 4th of July paper. I think I got both of these this year. If I was going to treat this, I would spray it with that Rust-Oleum clear UV protectant. Okay, so that gets our stars. And you could, you know, decorate this a lot more than I'm going to. I'm probably not going to add anything else to it because I'm not sure what Pam might want on it. Okay.
Barbara Rosecrans wants to know what size your wood is.
It's just a piece he had. It depends on how big you want to make it. It is actually about 6 inches wide and 11 inches tall.
It's supposed to be 1/6.
So it's almost 6 inches this way. 1 inch thick.
Yeah.
Is that, and it's about 11 inches tall, but you could do 12, you could do 14. It just depends on what you want to do. It was just a piece. I walked out there and said, can I have this piece? Now we did have to find a piece thinner. You don't want it quite as thick because I didn't want it top heavy.
Yeah, it's
for the hat.
Quartering.
All right, I'm gonna make sure that I got plenty of room for his beard down here. And you can do the hat sideways, straight across. I'm probably going to do it a little. Should he have a crooked top hat?
If he's in Washington, he ain't straight.
He's all crooked. We didn't say that. Don't say it too loud on Facebook for sure. They'll take my page down. Okay. Well, we'll decide on that later. But I think this is plenty of room for his beard. So I'm going to make sure my lines are straight. And I'm going to take the same piece of parchment paper and iron his hat.
Kathy Keller says, hey.
Hi, Kathy. Thank you for being here. Y'all don't forget our mystery word this week. Hashtag houses. Next week, I think, Monday, I'm going to show y'all some printables and how you can make decor with printables, but we're going to do some napkins too. So I think I'm going to put together for next week's blessing thing, I'm going to put together like some napkins and some wood or canvas or some sort of surfaces. Yeah, be in jail for 24 hours. Ask me how I know. So far, I'm surprised. Because I know I've said words they don't want us to say. Not ugly words. Just words like G-I-V-E, A-W-A-Y, and F-R-E-E, and all that stuff they don't want you to say. Okay, now I may have gotten that a little too hot, or else my Mod Podge seeped through. I see, may have been something on my paper. I see some yellow splotches right there, but I don't think it'll matter. I mean, I could take just white paint and paint right there. By the way, I don't know if y'all saw my post on the houses we did last Monday. Right after the live, Ed told me he thought I should put the diamond dust on the red stripes too, so I did. And it looked really good.
White stripe.
Huh?
White stripes.
Yes, I did put it on the white part of the stripe, not the red part. But everywhere there was a white stripe, I put the glitter, the diamond dust. I don't know if y'all can see that. I think there may have been something on my parchment paper.
I don't think they can see it with the camera.
It's not bad, and we know homemade things are not perfect. But I probably will take some white paint and fix that. You know, when you're crafting, it is what it is. And there's really nothing you can't fix somehow. If it had just been huge, I'd just pull this off and redo it with another part of the paper, or just paint it again. Or, you know, if you mess up stenciling, you can just paint it. Maybe that's why I like crafting, because it does not have to be perfect. And you do have to sand a little bit more when you're using the thicker scrapbook paper. All right, I can tell it's coming up right there on the corner, but that's going to have the hat over the top of it. Anyway. So really and truly, you could use any size board you want to. You could downscale it and just make it smaller. I wouldn't make him a whole lot bigger unless you're going to hang him, because he might not stand up if his hat is too tall. I make a mess here, and I didn't put my red thing down. Okay. All right, there's a place right there on the corner. So I'm just going to put the tip of the iron on. I may have had my iron turned up too high. Okay, Ed, you want to come unplug my iron so I don't burn me or something else? Okay. So that's what we've got so far. And his part of his hat is going to be put on like that. So what I'm gonna do now, ooh, that's a mess. All right, is my glue gun hooked up?
Yes.
Okay, because I am gonna have to glue the beard on. All right, I'm gonna set this aside and we're gonna, well, not till I see.
Does he have a hat?
Does he have a hat?
Yeah.
This is his hat.
Okay, I just see a rough spot in the wood now.
That is gonna be covered
Oh, okay.
with the beard.
Oh,
Don't question me unless you want to do this.
I don't want to.
I told him the other day, y'all, he could sit down and do something. He probably could make a bow. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this loose. And again, I bought this at Hobby Lobby. You can buy it by the yard, or you could just buy these little pieces. But I thought this would be a perfect size. And I don't think I want it to go around the sides. I think I just want it to the edge. So I'm gonna mark it right there. And I will clip this just a little bit so I know that's where I want to cut it. And let's see how long I want it. Probably, you don't want it real long because I don't want it folded. Probably about right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna mark that because that's about how long I want to make it. Where did I? Yeah, and I cut that right there. So what I'm going to do to make sure I can kind of do straight is I'm going to take my ruler and go across here and kind of mark this, at least just in a couple of places. And then mark this. And I might even kind of do it in a V once I get this part of it cut out. Let me make sure. One more time. What is it? You measure twice, cut once? Isn't that the saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that'll be plenty. Okay, now, like I said, you don't want to just cut this with scissors, because if you just cut right here with scissors, then a part of it's going to fray off. You want to take your X-Acto knife and very carefully, I'm going to make sure it's on there good. You just want this white to cut. You don't want really to go through to the fur. So I'm just going to kind of take it and just barely cut on that white.
Just cut the backing.
I'm just cutting the backing. Probably be better to work this way, because if you can pull on it, it helps. It makes it a lot easier to cut.
Just don't get that X-Acto knife into your tongue.
Or your fingers. You just go slow. But you see how it's cutting, and then it'll pull away with what's hooked on that side. And I'm pulling on it as I'm cutting it so that it's real tight and make it easy for the X-Acto knife. And you don't have to be perfect. Oh gosh, Carrie Marie said she bought some spray paint and didn't have a nozzle. What was it we bought? Oh, y'all, let me tell you. I've done that several times, and it's so aggravating, like getting a can of hairspray and you get home and you go to spray it and it's stuck and it won't spray. We bought, one of our lights out front went out. One of the little solar lights. And so Ed went to Home Depot last week to buy something else. I said, pick up one of those solar lights. So he did. And of course, they're not much, maybe $6. I mean, we don't go with the expensive wired stuff, you know. We're solar. And they burn well till about 3 in the morning, and then they go out. But anyway, he got home with it, and we went to replace it, and the little tab that you're supposed to pull off so that it can charge is down in the thing. I mean, right, Ed?
Yeah.
I mean, it was, you've got the black part, and then you've got like a plastic glass thing.
They had glued the plastic
They had
over.
put it on and left the green tab thing inside. No way to get to it without just taking the thing apart. So that's kind of the same thing as you think, jeepers. But I still have the price tag laying over there. We're going to take it back, but chances are we'll forget it and just buy another one. Okay, so I'm just pulling on it, and I'm just cutting the backing. It's not hard. You just have a tendency to pick it up and just want to get your scissors though. But you see, that all is going to hang down because it's, I guess, glued on up further up. But if you use scissors, then you cut all that off. So see, you can get several gnomes out of this one little piece that, like I said, was $3.49. See, if it was April Fool's, I could scream and tell Ed I cut my finger off. But it's not April Fool's, so I better not do that. He'd probably have a heart attack. One of y'all would have to call 911 because he wouldn't be able to do that. When I get through here, I'll decide if I want it. You know, a lot of gnomes, you know, the beard comes down. Always put the top back on your exacto knife. Okay, so see, I've still got this whole piece to use for something else. So we're going to take it and we're going to glue it right at the end. Just going to run a bead of glue all the way across the bottom right here where mine. And this backing and stuff, I've never had any problems with it not holding to what I put it on. All right, so there we're gonna put his beard. And I think I'll leave it like that. It covers the edges and everything, so we're just gonna do that. See, that bugs me. Okay. So now I have to decide if I think I want his hat a little bit at an angle. What do you think, Ed? You probably don't want it at an angle, do you?
Yeah.
You want it normal.
His Uncle Sam put it.
Put it. Ed says it's crooked. All right. Let me look at him again. Kind of get my. Okay, I think I do kind of want it at an angle like that. Now I'm just
Here,
gonna.
Marie says angle.
Yeah, and right now I'm just gonna kind of look and make sure I get it in the right place, and I can line up that little star right there. And right there. I don't want to go past here or here. So I'm just going to put a good bit of glue on here.
Come up, up.
Not like that.
And we'll take it to the shop and put some brad nails in it where it won't come
Yeah,
loose.
did I get it far enough over this way?
Turn him around.
This side's longer. But I don't guess it matters. I don't want to pull him up. See, that glue sticks pretty good. I think that's okay. If I have to, I'll put something over here to draw the attention away from that. Okay, so now I'm going to put his nose on him, and I'm just going to separate the fur. We don't want his nose to be off center, do we? And I'm gonna use, I'm not gonna paint it or anything, just one of these flat beads. It's probably an inch. It is an inch bead, but you can buy them flat. You don't have to buy, I think Hobby Lobby even has the flat ones. All right, let's see, make sure. Okay, close enough. And that's really all there is to him. You still can decorate him more if you want to. You wouldn't have to. Kind of make give him a mustache a little bit. That's pretty much. You can put some, I'm gonna wait and see if Pam wants him decorated anything else. You definitely could stencil the top, and we may do that. If you're gonna stencil on top of scrapbook paper, if you're gonna use the magnolia stencils, then you need to make sure that you do seal this with some wax really well. But you could just buy the stickers from the Dollar Tree or whatever that say have words, or if you've got pretty handwriting, maybe you want to write something in between the stripes. But we'll go through the stencils I have and see if maybe she wants to stencil something on him. Or you could take the rustic stars, bells, anything you wanted to finish decorating him to suit you. That's where I say crafting is all about doing what you like. If you like the primitive rustic look, you could take some distressing. I could make this a darker. It's like, no. Remember, this is probably going in Pam's house. But you could distress this and make this paper look old, or you could have used old paper to start with. But pick you out some pretty scrapbook paper. But I mean, that's how quick and easy it is, just scrapbook paper. And didn't take much, you know, because you don't have eyes on gnomes and all that stuff. So there's the Uncle Sam gnome. I think he's cute just the way he is, but we may put some writing on him or something. You could put an old Texas rusty star or something like that. But that's it. So really, I mean, it just 1, 2, 3,
Put a
4,
USA
5,
emblem in
6. Yeah. Well, you know, you can buy the little pieces of wood. In fact, I think I have one that says USA, and put a cross there. I could have painted it blue. That would be pretty. I think it's back there in the thing. But there's still a lot you could do with him. But basically 6 items is all it took, and that's counting 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. So he's super easy to make, and you do him, like I said, to suit what you like. So he's probably going to go on my fireplace until I give Pam her stuff.
And that half-inch wood will stand up.
Yes, yeah, he'll stand up on his own. Or he would be cute with a beaded hanger with stars. You know, you can get those beads that are actually stars and paint them, and you could hang him up on your wall or something. But I think he's cute the way he is. But he probably does need something up here, maybe, like you said, the USA symbol or something. It will paint in. But that's it for tonight. Quick and easy, simple. That's kind of the way I like to keep things, and it's not real expensive. You know, if you have some wood or can find some wood, fairly inexpensive. Your most expensive thing would be this fake fur. But like I said, even when you buy a piece for $3.50, you've got enough to make another one, you know, for sure. Maybe a little left over. Or save it for Christmas, because we'll be making some Santas and different things. So thank y'all so much for being with me tonight. I appreciate it. Be sure to put in #houses if you're interested in receiving that thank you gift. And other than that, I will see you Monday night, unless you read on my page otherwise. Like I said, I'm not sure what's planned with the grandbabies, but unless I post that I'm not coming on. And I'll see you Monday at 6 o'clock. So y'all have a great weekend and stay cool. Bye.